Hey, James G here with Tarpley Music in Fort Worth, Texas, but you can always find us online at tarpleymusic.com whenever you need us 24/7. So, another great, beautiful bass here by Ibanez. This is the SR300E CFM. And the cool part about this is it's actually an AIM exclusive color. This is referred to as the classic silver made metallic. And if you're not familiar with AIM, AIM is the Alliance of Independent Music Merchants. And it's pretty much a big group of a lot of different stores that will get certain models or colors and things like that just for those stores. And we happen to be an AIM dealer, so we're really excited to have this. Really beautiful guitar, but it's extremely versatile. So I've had the pleasure of working with this for a couple of days. And let's just go over a little bit of the specs first, and then we're going to get into all kinds of tones here. So this is a Nyatoh body, and it is a 5-piece neck. As you can see here, you can actually see the 5 pieces. This is a mix of maple and then walnut back and forth there with a Jatoba fretboard. Jatoba's a little different. It's got some rosewood characteristics, definitely looks like that. It produces a really rich mid-range, and you can still get crisp high ends out of it. So for a bass like this that's got a little bit thinner neck that's really for a lot of different styles, I think it works really well. There's a 24 frets, so you can go all the way up. You crazy bass guys who want a double octave can go all the way up there. It's a 34-inch scale length, so that scale length, of course, being the measurement here from the nut to the bridge down here. Speaking of the bridge, this is the AccuCast B120 bridge. You can see it's extremely solid, and the way the strings fit in there and the way the ball hits up, this is extremely... this gives you a lot of sustain, but the other thing is really easy to deal with the intonation of these things. It's just such a solid bridge, and I can't feel it move at all. I think it does give a lot more sustain, in my opinion, from that. So very great overall bass just as itself, and we haven't even talked about the electronics yet. So these are the PowerSpan dual-coil pickups. So, looks like all these knobs here. You're like, okay, cool, beam me up, Scotty, right? There's all these knobs going on, but it's actually really not that confusing. You have your master volume, and then this is called, they call it the balancer, but what it is it's blending from one pickup to the other. Then you have 3-band EQ. Now, this bass is active, right? It requires a 9-volt. So, that EQ is going to be a boost and a cut, not just rolling off highs. So, you got a lot of EQ going on here. So, there's your volume, there's your EQ, bass mid treb, and then you've got here the balancer or the blender of those pickups. So the switch here is very simple. In the top right here, this is called tap. So what it is these are basically single coils now. So you can think J bass or a jazz bass, right? So when you go into here's series, now I've got both of these as humbuckers, and then here's the power tap, and it's basically kind of the best of the both worlds as far as the single coil and going between those and the humbucker. So definitely gives you a lot of mid punch from there, and that's really it. So you can see we're going to have a lot of tones to go through for the demo part of this. I'm going to go through each 3 settings. I'm going to go from one pickup extreme to the other, and then a middle. And then we're going to do that with some finger style and some slap style, and we'll do some picks so you can hear all kinds of variations of this really cool bass. All right, as you can notice with all those tones, I didn't even mess with the 3-band EQ, that boost and cut. So I want to do a little bit of that now, and I'm just going to find one of my favorite settings just to give you an idea of how much that boost and cut really is. And so I'm actually sitting right here in the middle, so this is series, so this is these humbuckers. And I really like this, and I'm a little bit, I've got the balancer, it's a little bit closer to the neck, so it's a little bit past halfway. Really cool tone there. And then we're just going to do some EQing so you can hear how powerful the boosting and cutting can be. All right, we heard all kinds of tones with this thing on its own, but I want to hear what those tones would sound like with some instruments I did earlier. All right, hit it, boys. All right, so the SR300E, first of all, the AIM exclusive color, this is just really cool. And it's hard maybe to tell, even as incredible as these cameras are, but there's just this great, gorgeous color with the glitter that comes through. And then it just gets really classy, kind of just a solid lighter color up there. The body is extremely comfortable. It's a very, feels very sturdy with the 4-bolt here. I like the 9-bolt. Is on its own, not mixed up with all this stuff. Is sometimes you'll see the battery pack real close to the electronics. It's a very minor detail, but if you've ever had trouble with those, you'd get it. So very, very solid. So the versatility of this is crazy. So someone who isn't primarily a bass player, but I do a lot of my bass playing for recordings, and then I do some bass gigs as well. This would cover everything. It's very easy to get a big, thick, kind of simple single coil P bass sound. You can get a blend here of the two, like a jazz, and then I can just full out go in series and get all the humbucker sound, EQ, whatever I need to do. And this is just going directly into the computer. We haven't even talked amps and everything else. So I mean, it's just endless. It's a very fast fretboard. It's very easy to slap on and pop. If you do any of that, even, you know, quasi like I do, right? But it's very easy to do. It's extremely comfortable, very thin neck down here. So if you're looking for versatility and fast and speed, or maybe smaller hands, you may want to check out an SR300E. So I'm really impressed with this bass. I love the electronics, very easy to understand, but with a lot of complexity. So if you've never played any Ibanez basses in general, you really need to. We've got several up here. We always have a good line of Ibanez basses. And of course, what I can't do is explain to you how it feels to you. You have to be here to do that. So if you can come on down and pick up one of these basses, and start playing some of these Ibanez, I think you'd be really surprised, especially for price point. You get a lot of bass for the money. And I work with several guys who primarily use Ibanez basses all the way across the board from country to pop. So very, so I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed listening to all the versatility of this bass. If you did, you should we like when you like. We like when you like, so do that. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please join the others and subscribe. You just hit that subscribe button down there. And if you'd like to know us for dropping videos, because every week videos will drop from us, you can just turn on notifications. We'll see you on the next one.